Despite the best efforts of yourself and others, this legislation was passed. Can you brief people, what is this legislation? Why are farmers up in arms, and what's just been passed through the Parliament?
Okay, so Victoria, in order for the Victorian government to roll out their renewables energy transmission infrastructure, they're setting up this new entity called VicGrid, and what it needs to do is run these transmission cables and other infrastructure all over the state. Now, what they'd like to do is to have these companies, come to negotiations with landholders for putting transmission infrastructure on their land. But in some cases, of course, these landholders are not going to agree and they're going to resist. And in those cases, what the government attempted to do with this bill and has successfully done is said, put in these fines and things like this. If you try and stop someone coming onto your property, there's a series of fines and there's a whole series of other things as well. And so, from a libertarian point of view, we see this as a property rights violation. If a farmer voluntarily wants to come to some agreement with a company or the government, then fine. But if they don't, then they should be able to say, no, we don't want you on my property. But that's not the situation at the moment. This is what farmers are so upset about. It was watered down a little bit through amendments in the House last night, but it's still pretty draconian, many of these things. So, yeah.